Hello and welcome back to Madmen with a Box Live, our weekly live stream. We're going through all the Doctor Who news, plus stick around to the end. We'll have our review of the Series 6 two-parter, The Goo Flesh and the Goo People.
That's
I
my
was going
favorite
to
one.
say a certain other word, but I don't think YouTube would like it. As usual, I'm joined with a ganger. It's not the real Pixel. Someone's been watching Secret Invasion. It's an imposter. Among Us meme here. Professor Pixel.
Hello.
Jimmy. It's just Jimmy with the backwards hat. What are you? Are you in Limp Biscuit?
I have bad hair today, and so I just decided to.
The hat's not going to make it better. It's going to
It just masks it. So for the most part.
And of course, our guest, you know him. He's been here quite a few times. The publisher of animated concept, one Javane. Welcome.
Hey, good to be back, fellas. Good to be back. And unlike Jimmy, that's why I don't come on camera, because I have no hair, so I don't have to worry about it.
Then you can never have a bad hair day.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Every day's a no hair day.
No hair days.
So before
I shouldn't be joking. It's in my family blood, so I'm going to be going bald.
Pixel, it's an inevitable fate. It's an inevitable fate with Pixel.
I got the massive widow's peak. That's like gonna go all the way back.
No, bro. Until you get to my age, when you get basically what we call the Eddie Tuck. So that that's basically you got like Eddie Munster going in the front and Friar Tuck going in the back. Once you get there, then talk to me.
And Eddie Tuck, I thought that's what people did when they're transitioning.
And maybe that too, but anyway, it's not good. So
No, it's okay, bro. It's okay. Like literally, look at this like widow's peak already, bro. It's crazy.
So, is it time for the news?
Before that, I have show and tell.
Everybody's
Because
favorite.
recently, I went to Supernova, and one Missy was at Supernova. So, there we go. I met Michelle Gomez.
Oh, nice.
He has forsaken all rights, so that way he can be that close to that woman.
Yes. I did
I'm actually jealous.
A restraining order, but I'll get that signed next time.
What's up, Ed Brewer?
And then I got my copy of The Wonderful Doctor of Oz, signed by her. It's a bit bloody blurry.
It's
bright,
all white.
but it says to
Bright,
Chris.
not blurry.
I know it's bright. That's what I meant. It says to Chris Bananas, Michelle Gomez. So that's all for show and tell.
That's
I
all.
know. I got
Doctor Who
some.
related.
I got something.
All right, I'm pulling you up if I can. It doesn't want to let me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
I'm in charge.
My mom came and visited me this past week. And
Was she in Doctor Who?
No, she was in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh,
and I
she
know
was in Breaking Bad.
What? Is Breaking Bad filmed in Albuquerque?
No, but isn't that like one of the places in there? I haven't watched Breaking Bad in like forever.
I haven't seen it since it came out, bro. But at the airport, we found. You ready? Doctor Who Mad Libs.
Oh,
wow!
Now Jimmy can be actually funny.
You ready? You ready? Here we go. Let's do one together.
Oh no! Oh no!
Can I die?
Ood. The Ood. No, that's a boring one. Let's do when the Doctor was a young boy on the planet. All right, everyone, come up with a noun. Albuquerque.
What?
Does it have to rhyme?
No.
No.
Children were told stories about a race of frightening. All right, this one's a noun, but it's plural. New Mexicans.
Jimmy,
they
don't make me bring out the knock knock joke book.
All right, your turn. You can do.
All right. Who finds Daleks attractive?
Who?
New Mexicans.
No.
Magnet.
Did you hear about when pirates stole the Doctor's time machine? They renamed it the TARDIS.
Oh God! All right, I'm out.
Shut up.
All I can say to that is,
Doctor Who, you utter bastard!
That was a good.
Oh,
That was a good. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick to the Mad Libs.
can we go to
Shoot
the
me
news
now.
now, please?
No. No, I'm trying to find
Go for
the
it. Go
worst
for
one possible.
wow.
I can't. Chris said no.
Or do you want a master one? There's some master knock knock jokes.
Oh God.
All right. Master, you didn't have to stick that massive needle in my hand. You have a point.
Oh.
I don't get it.
Oh Lord. Which council of dads wrote that?
I don't know.
Insult to dad jokes.
I'll go to the other book because we didn't do one from this book. Congratulations on agreeing to do a battle with the adjective.
Daleks.
No, that's a noun.
That's a noun.
Yeah. No. Fuck.
Adjective is a descriptive word.
Yes. Eat shit, Jimmy.
Now, the next word after that is Centaurans, so we can come up with a color.
The pink Centaurans? No.
We can come up with a emotion.
Sad.
Angry.
Let's
So
go
sad.
angry. Okay. Battle with the angry Centaurans, and then we find the noun again.
I'm not giving
Dog.
you one this time.
New Mexicans?
Oh God.
I vote for New Mexicans. Yeah.
No.
All right, so let's get into the news.
No. Knock
No,
knock.
read the Mad Lib now, you son of a
No.
bitch.
Knock knock.
Who's
Come
there?
The silence.
To silence who?
Knock knock.
Eat shit.
You're right.
I got one, Chris. I got one.
It's literally just repeating
That was
the whole
good.
fucking thing.
Chris.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doctor.
Doctor Who.
Such a
Yeah,
good
my
one.
daughters love that joke.
I want to die. Anyway,
Anyway, onto our news because we actually do have news to talk about.
We have a lot, actually.
Yeah, surprisingly. After a week of nothing, then they're like, hey, let's give you some news. Yes, BAFTA winner Lenny Rush, I'm not familiar with their work, joins Doctor Who. Meet Morris.
There's
So-
something different about him.
Jimmy.
Did they? No, I'm talking about what he's on. Did they
Oh.
make a hoverboard Segway?
wouldn't it just be called a Segway?
But like, it seems like a hoverboard, but
They've attached something to
no,
make it a
'cause
segue?
a Segway. If it's a Segway, he's on it backwards.
What?
No,
Yeah,
there's,
Segway
there's,
is
so-
just in
there's
the
some
front, and then
there's
you
some
lean
segues
forward.
designed like that.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a bit it's slightly more balanced. Because if it's at the front, it's like further out a bit.
I thought there was tension. That's why. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I assume that's what the design of this Segway is. It's a bit more.
I thought it was a hoverboard that they just put a stick on and then just.
Maranya
Got a
says it
handle.
looks like a mini custom Segway. It could be.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, the funny thing was, right before before Jimmy posted this, he also posted this where RTD, Jesus, the Doctor's greatest nightmare. It's Lenny Rush.
Morris.
Morris.
My greatest enemies, the Master, the Daleks. Morris. Now, people
I'm
are thinking
scared.
that he could be a companion just by how it's worded in this announcement. Like, alongside Shooty Gutler and Millie Gibson. Like, Lenny Rush plays Morris.
They did the same thing with Goff.
They did?
Yeah.
So he's most likely he's just a special guest.
Yeah, also, it seems like the future. Like, it's based off of the Segway in the background. To me, kind of, it has that futuristic vibe to it.
Honestly, reminds me of what's it called? Of what was the whole big name thing that everything was appearing? They announced the guy with the hair.
The guy with the hair. So it's not Gervain.
No,
That's right.
no,
Keep it
but
consistent.
for leading Avalon, was it? That's the steel futuristic vibe that I get from it. So,
No idea.
they should make him this. They should. It's a new
It's
Cyberman
not-
story.
It's not cool to talk about the guy from Nightmare in Silver. We see the correlation, but geez, Pixel, don't need to bring it up.
Yeah. While you're at it, don't bring up Nightmare in Silver.
I was talking about the guy who led the alternate universe Cybermen.
Oh, Lumic.
Yeah, that guy.
John Lumic, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
I see what you're talking about.
Anyway, yeah. Congratulations to Lenny Rush. I don't know what he's from. I heard he was born a month after what episode? Planet of the Dead aired.
Holy shit, he's young.
He's very young. Somebody look up how old Lenny Rush is, because I'm going to feel very old in a minute.
I have so many jokes I want to say.
Born in 2009. So he's 14?
He's 14.
Yeah, it looks like
God
it.
damn it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing nothing with my life.
Welcome to the club.
All right. I'm going to end myself. No. But yeah, no, that's the news for Mr. Rush.
let's
Congrats.
Let's save Millie Gibson for last. I feel like that's going to be a bigger topic.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, we'll say that. We have to bring up that he's still the greatest nightmare. But let's talk about the writer's strike, because there was a post. You might have seen it going around, and I actually don't have the video up. But basically, RTD said that he was there on location with them, striking, not streaking, striking. And
Wait,
Jimmy would pay to see that.
Jimmy would.
I would. I'd do like pay-per-view. Like,
He said that it's a fight for their lives.
did you not get the video?
Huh?
I thought
You
I saw the
did, but I
video.
didn't have room for it. So
But you're talking about it.
exactly.
Weird, isn't it?
Because I'm talking about the second thing, which I feel is more pertinent for a conversation. Because RTD said that this is a fight for their lives. It's very important. And on a post addressing that, he got a comment like this saying, "Here's an idea. Maybe stop focusing on shoving your personal politics down everyone's throat and focusing on good stories that are actually worth the pay you get."
Yeah, because RTD has never been political in Doctor Who before.
Yep. So
Or
basically,
or used politics as a theme. Yeah, he's never done that before. Next, you're gonna tell me that Jimmy has never said he hates Mark Gatiss.
I don't know what Jimmy you're talking about, but that guy seems completely right.
but basically RTD said no, well, or you can fuck off, because listen, if you want to focus on that, if you want to join a Star Whovian approach, okay, which actually we'll give a mention to him in a second. Not a good one, but if you want to take that approach, there's a time and place for that. It ain't here. It ain't there. Right there. You're
nothing
saying
to do with the writer's strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not this big political move. They're woke. The woke agenda is affecting the scripts.
And you know what's funny is that Russell T Davies actually has addressed that before in the past, saying they're just throwing it in there and it's not actually written for TV. And it's kind of funny. So he kind of agrees to a point, but you're not making an argument that's valid. You're totally going off base here, bucko. And I love the way he said this. He said, or, comma. Now there's a breath in there. So he pulled a Dave Chappelle where he was like, or you could shut the fuck up.
And
then he did a kissy emoji. And I wish you could feel emojis. That's all I'm saying.
I think, Jimmy, you're talking about something else entirely.
No,
so
right.
Jimmy wishes that he got kissy emojis from from RTD. He does not.
I would crop out everything before that just to keep the emoji.
And the thing is, after this, he did get people like Starhuvian who would said, "Oh, I'm respectfully telling you, you shouldn't tell somebody, a good friend like Jack, to fuck off." But
of course,
no,
he's friends with Jack.
yeah,
I'm
there
not
was
surprised.
screaming and saying,
Birds
"How
of-
can
birds-
you do
birds
this?
of a
How
feather."
dare you?" on his personal page. So no, to Jack, to Starhuvian, you can go ahead and read his message right there, because
You know what's funny?
I'm so tired.
At the end of what Starhuvian said, he goes, and because of this, I'm not going to be talking about Doctor Who on my Twitter page anymore. And everyone was just like,
bullshit.
okay,
Right.
like, cool.
Good.
Bullshit.
Good.
That's a win for us. Another RTDW.
It's just funny because that's his whole account. It's just Doctor Who. So
And not
It's
even
like-
he's
it's
talking
like when
shit
gimmick
about
accounts.
Doctor
It's
Who.
like it's like when gimmick accounts break their gimmick, but they still like, oh no, I'm only a gimmick account. It's like, no, you're not. Like CCTV,
the whole
like
time
CCTV
he's talk-
idiots. It's just like, oh, here's a video that isn't a CCTV footage. It's like you're breaking your gimmick. You can't even keep to it because you've run out of content.
Yep.
and like,
But
the
yeah,
whole- he's just talking shit about Doctor Who. It's like, we don't need fucking negativity all the time, dude.
Yeah. There you go.
negativity without any legs to stand on. So,
Here's an hour video of Jimmy saying my Mark Gatiss is a terrible writer.
Dude, if I made like a video essay on that, it'd probably do really well.
Maybe.
do it.
But then you would get a
Do
lot,
a video,
you would get a lot of
Jimmy.
people saying, "What about an adventure in time and space, Jimmy?"
If
Remember-
I did a video about it, I'd say that's like probably his best thing he's done. Because I really did like it.
It's great. Like
It's
a lot
so
of
good.
these
When
stories.
he writes about Doctor Who, it's good. But when he writes Doctor Who, it's bad.
No.
It's crazy how that works.
You're insane. Anyway, let's talk about the next stuff. So recently, Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper were at a convention together, and I guess they had a panel where they said that where Billy Piper said if she would return to Big Finish to be with Nine, she said, "Well, I think you have to ask Big Finish about that."
No, Chris Eccleston said that, as it says on the post.
Oh, Christopher
so
Eccleston.
someone asked him,
Yeah,
and he said
yeah.
you should ask Big Finish that.
I was reading half of it right now when I read this yesterday, and I thought I misread the first time.
I think I do recall saying like Billy Piper said like she'd come back to be Rose.
I think I
Should
remember her saying that too.
Yeah,
But what's
it was-
really
That was
good,
like 6 or 7 months. No,
What's
that was
really-
right after the first trailer came out for the 60th anniversary.
what's really good is that it's Christopher Eccleston saying it, which is why it was so important to bring it up, because for him to be saying it, that's a good indication that there could be stories that they could pull out for that.
hopefully it's
Yeah.
getting formulaic. Like, it's what everyone wants. Everyone wants Nine and Rose Big Finish stories.
I kind of fell off of 9 because it just felt formulaic. Like it just like, oh, another story that has like the same conclusion.
Yeah, it's just nine by himself doing stuff. It's like, yeah, you've done this for what, like 8 box sets or something.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
time to spruce it up a bit.
Well,
Bring back Gay Lancelot with 9. That would be amazing.
the thing
Breaking
is,
into your house, Nick Briggs, giving you the script.
Giving
Do
him a
it.
Post-it note just saying "Bring back Gay Lancelot." Fuck. Yeah, it really does upset me. They only used him for one fucking story.
but no, I it actually is. That's the next post too. It's saying, Billie Piper recently said she hopes she can return as Rose in the future. So do you feel there's a place for Rose? Oh, this is about the new era. Again,
In the new era.
in the new era. I meant for Big Finish. And I'm pretty sure there's a post here, her talking about Big Finish somewhere, odds.
Yeah, she
where
has her own
said that
series,
she-
so
Yeah, but for, I don't know, I think you could tap into it again. I mean, she did it for Tenet, right?
Maranya. There is nothing unhealthy about that. Nothing at all.
you say that, Maranya, during Pride Month?
Not only that, without listening to that one episode in a box set of 3, like, come on. No, actually, he's just a really fucking great character. But
Yeah,
every time he
he's
was
fun.
every time he was in a scene, you just smiled. He was just like, I don't want him to go.
I didn't love him as much as you guys did, but he was good.
You saying that, Pixel, during Pride Month?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry.
Pixel canceled.
Cancel Pixel. He doesn't like Knights of the Round Table. How dare he?
It's
Well,
a
I
definite
love
round
Robots
table.
Sherwood though, so
But I don't know, like Rose in the new era, I don't know, because
Yeah.
her story was essentially done.
It is definitely done, but like, so was Donna's.
That's true, yeah.
It was a sad
True.
ending, but not all things have to end good.
Well, she kind of did get a good ending. She got to be with
I meant
doctor.
I meant happy, not good.
Yeah, she's happy with a doctor.
yeah, with the
But it-
doctor that she
dude,
will
no.
roll with, and
No,
that will.
even Stephen Moffat said this. It's sad because the doctor was the loser of his own love story. He lost his own love
Yeah.
story.
Sad for the doctor, not for Rose.
No,
He
it's
got
still
cucked
sad
by
ending.
himself.
I guess Rose got something.
Rose
But-
got something. She got a David.
Look, it takes a
She
special talent to
equivalent
cock
of,
block
like-
yourself. Let's put it that way.
He cockblocked himself. That's right.
You clock blocked yourself with yourself. That's a cop.
With yourself.
Oh my god.
It's a
All right, let's
talent.
move on.
Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking about that.
Hey, what's up, Connor?
So
Jimmy, why aren't you building your swing set? That's what Connor asks.
also, wasn't Connor supposed to join us for the entire episode this week? Isn't that what you said, Jimmy?
Yeah, he is supposed to, and he has the link. So I don't know what he's doing.
So not as Doctor Who related, but it's related to Christopher Eccleston, which we just spoke about. He's going to be starring as Scrooge in A New Christmas Carol.
Good
Yep.
for him.
That's cool.
I like it because it's like, yay, Christopher Eccleston's doing some work. And then on the other hand, I'm like, he's old enough now to play Scrooge.
Dr. Scrooge.
That's starting to make me
Oh,
feel
so we're getting
old.
another Christmas Carol? Really?
Do they do it every
Doctor
year? So
and the
it's not a big
Master have
deal.
both played the Scrooge.
See, Christmas Carol, a Christmas Carol, like a new version comes out like what every year. It's the equivalent of like China with Journey to the West. There's like an adaptation of that like every year, and it's like
Can you say
guess-
something that's not entirely weeb?
Are you
I'm
ready
not-
for?
I'm not wrong.
I don't.
Chris.
I just
Chris.
don't know what it is.
What?
But after this, he's going to do a new adaptation of Shada, so it's okay.
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
Can we get Ninth Doctor Shada? I wouldn't be
Okay.
surprised, honestly. Oh, the Time
So-
War changed Shada again. We have to do it a third time.
This is okay. This is a long article. I read the
Yeah.
entirety of it.
Mm.
It all comes down to them going, wouldn't it be cool if RTD just changes the formula of instead of regenerating into the next Doctor, the future Doctor comes back in time to help out during his regeneration episode? And they give some arguments that are valid, but also some that are wrong. Like saying,
It's screen rant.
It's Screen Rant.
yeah, like saying Tom Baker, Doctor said they're going to revisit some of the old favorites. And they said, we saw that in this past centenary special with Sylvester McCoy's 7th Doctor. And we're like, they were holograms. That's not what he was saying.
So,
They were either holograms or in the Doctor's head. Like,
Exactly.
That
They were
doesn't count.
It's exactly. See right there. It just doesn't work. But they also gave one of like the Doctor revisiting, like the Doctor coming back to revisit with the first Doctor coming back in Twice Upon a Time, which was not what his intention was, but we see what the point they're trying to make.
Yeah.
So we could see like the future Doctor come back, come to the past where he's regenerating, which they give a thing like saying because of Neil Patrick Harris's Celestial Toymaker messing up his regeneration, so the future Doctor has to come back and help him out. And then they also said something to the likes of, or there's a theory where he could be glitching back and forth between Shooty and David in between.
Maybe, yeah. I'm just hoping. You know what regeneration rule I'll be happy that Russell can break?
3.
Can we get a different style of regeneration? Because I think we've had enough of gold.
No, I love that. I love that.
See, I love it for certain regenerations, but it's so weird, like seeing everyone like before 8 had a different style of regeneration, and now it's like no, it's all just the same now. Maybe with some tweaks.
I think that's
to
good
it.
though. I think that's good though because it gives like a set. This is how regeneration works. This is what a biological thing that happens in something would happen. Just like I don't know, every biological man pees out of their. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay,
I call
anyway,
mine Big Willie.
as long as I
you
never
know what
see
I
a
mean?
walker again, I'll be okay.
Hold up. Let me think of it, everyone. Every biological man, whenever they're about to create a baby, they
Jesus.
get erect. That's a biological thing that happens. That every
Why couldn't you
So I'm
say,
saying-
well, this is what happens when someone breathes?
It also depends on how many babies you already had.
Oh yeah, you're right. I could have said that. But like
Oh
at the
my
same
God.
time, you see like everyone breathes the same. Everyone grows hair at the same speed. Like it's just a biological thing that happens with everyone. So having one set thing instead of changing all the time, I think it's good. And plus, the changing thing, the other regenerations changed entirely throughout different regenerations because technology was advancing rapidly, and so they got better tech, so they could do different things.
Yeah, different things, the same,
Mhm.
the same style.
Anyway,
No, it changed in the past.
Yeah,
In Classic Who, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They were getting better technology, so it changed. They didn't have CGI or they didn't have CGI until like the 80s, which was like animation shit, which that's when they started doing it. Started going crazy. and Patrick Troughton's, they just used 3 different faces of him doing stuff, and that was easy because it was just 3 different films overlaid on top of each other.
I would say that that's not really a regeneration effect, though. That's supposed to be showing. That's supposed to be showing them forcing him back into his TARDIS. It's not. That's not his regeneration effect as much as it's spiraling out of control. But for actually, I will say that with regenerations, how they are now, it's actually very close to how it originally was, with the face like shifting with light and then changing into the settling of the like Patrick Troughton in that first one. It has a lot of that, but I would be good with another like a different style as long as it keeps alluding to that. As long as I never have to see another Watcher again. That was like a really silly decision.
It was a bold decision.
And it didn't pay off.
I know. I think they were trying to do something different, and it just didn't work. So they just went back to what did work, which was just a weird regeneration.
Yeah, I get you.
It'd be cool to see the Watcher come back in a different form.
Anyway.
Like, I don't want him to be like the guide of regeneration. I would like him to be death. You know what I mean? Something like that.
So anyway,
okay.
While we were talking about the writer's strike, I guess it's the writing for Doctor Who in 2025. The season then is going to be, it's already started.
Well,
Nice.
they're starting on those scripts. So I think that's really cool because RTD said that he wanted to have one season after another, no year in between breaks, because that
Thank God.
hurts a show, which I totally agree. But 4 scripts, and if that means they're halfway done. If they're going to stay doing 8,
I know. Yeah,
About 8.
we're getting 8 episodes for the new
for
season.
series 14.
Oh, and a Christmas special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a total of 9 for next.
yeah, but you can't really halve.
But that's not like
Can't properly halve
the season. That's
as
just
a
a special that leads into the next one. So, I mean, that would be like either way.
It's in a nebulous bubble outside of it. But yeah, I mean, no, writing has started. That's good for them. Congrats. Yeah.
Man's busy.
Yeah.
Especially
The
with
next
the spin-off
thing,
coming out soon. So
yeah. And the next thing is just weird. Apparently, in the Series 4 Blu-ray, it has the wrong director's name listed for Voyage of the Dam. It's supposed to be James Strong, and that's listed on iPlayer, but it's James Hawes on the box set. I don't know
who
why.
hasn't directed since School Reunion?
Yep.
Which means the person who was putting like the thing up there, so he probably forgot and asked someone, and they're like, James Hawes. He goes, oh yeah. Instead
They're all
of
the same.
actually verifying it.
Still seems strange, but
I'll have to check because I'm pretty sure I got the Blu-ray of Series 4. So I'll have to check if that's true.
This
if
guy
it's the wrong person.
is always on top of it. Like whenever he puts out something, he's normally right. He doesn't put out theories or anything. He just puts out like just shit he sees.
they redid all the text for the Blu-rays so that it was HD. And that's why they were doing it in the first place. Because I was wondering the same thing. Why would they do that? But okay. Yep. So somebody has a mistake. Next is just a series of photos because we could see, Doctor Who filming location. There's an actor on the location they really didn't want us to see, covered up all the way in the car, but small potentially female. That's where the meme came.
Yes, and everyone thinks it's Martha. It's Freema Agyeman.
There is a good. You could make an argument that that's a good guess.
That is a good guess. It'd be good to see Martha again, but even then, I feel like we're kind of
not focusing on the first word. Small.
Small.
Could it be Morris? No.
Morris. I'm pretty sure Morris is.
Email.
What?
Jesus.
Really, Jimmy? During Pride Month?
Guys, there were so many jokes I left out. That was the nicest one I could think of.
James Hawes has been really cashing those
Yeah,
checks.
I haven't done anything since like 2000 and what? When did Series 2 come out? Like 2006?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Small, potentially.
I will say, like, on the potential of Martha returning, like, it'd be good to see Martha again. But I feel like it's edging on almost being bloated with like all the people that are being brought back. Because we have Kate, we have Mel, we have like Donna for the specials. Like, there's supposed to be a new era. I know that. What was I going to say? I feel like do we really need to retread, aside from Donna, retread a lot more of like RTD's past era if we're leading into this new one, or is it just like I'm doing a spin-off, so they're only here to pilot the spin-off?
Or it's not a returning face at all, and it's Dame Judi Dench.
Oh,
Can it be Judi Dench, but like Judi Dench in that terrible Artemis Fowl film? Was she doing that like the smokers cough Irish? Top of the morning to you.
Literally, that I had high hopes for that movie, man.
Why would you have high hopes for that?
Why would you
I
have
read those.
high hopes?
I read the first 2 books as a kid, and I loved them. So,
I read the Percy Jackson books, and then some of the worst
Yes.
films to ever come out of an adaptation.
I read the first Percy Jackson book and the last Percy Jackson book.
It's a series. How do you
Yeah, but
in the last?
because I read the first one, I bought the book at a book fair, at my school's book fair, and my school's library had them all checked out because the movie was coming out, and the last one was there, and I was like, I guess I'll read it. So no, but also like if we think about it, you said like this is supposed to be a new era. We shouldn't be bringing back. We shouldn't just keep bringing back the old people. We're not keep bringing back anyone. They haven't returned since Series 4,
But
except for David Tennant now.
But it's still. I
It's
get
still
what
a big. It's a big world. Doctor Who has a huge world, and we haven't seen them for over 15 years, like 12 years to 15 years, whatever. And what are they up to? They're still big. They're still characters that could be used. We just don't use them. So why not? I mean,
But again, this is a big world. Why are we going back to like one part?
Yeah. Plus,
if we did that with Tom Baker, people would be saying the exact same thing.
Actually, if we want to consider it, we don't know what episode they're filming currently, if it's having anything to do with Mel, and we know Mel is tied to Unit because of the set location with the giant thing that says, "Oh, Unit." But
Yeah.
if Martha is back working for Unit, and this is supposed to be that one episode leading to the spinoff, I feel like it's worth it.
Although it's a weird going back on her character where she eventually left Unit.
Yep.
She left Unit to just go out on her own.
Yeah, she's a
Like,
space
do her own
space
thing.
mercenary with Mickey,
When
right?
did she say that, Jermaine?
She's a space mercenary with Mickey, right? I thought that's where they left it off at. Nope.
Yeah. She's solo.
No,
freelance.
she was working for Unit with Mickey, married.
No, she left.
Yeah.
Because Jack even suggested is like, have you thought about like a new career, like option or working somewhere else?
He was trying to say join Torchwood, but she didn't do it because the Doctor didn't like Torchwood, and so she stayed at Unit at the end with Mickey.
No, I think they were freelance.
No, they were
I think-
freelance.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, and
Are you
end of
I
time.
don't think so.
Because I'm pretty sure I remember them both wearing their tactical Unit gear.
I thought so too. I
I'm gonna look this
I
up.
agree with Pixel.
It's time for. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Jimmy's agreeing with me. No.
That's the first
No,
sign. but anyway.
I got Max right here. I'll just pull up the episode.
Let's see.
Why isn't this working?
It felt like they were freelancing.
For some reason, like it's not pulling up. What is going on?
What does the wiki page say?
Yeah, freelance
Okay.
work.
Well, that's just fucking stupid.
Yep. Mickey agreed to go into freelance alien fighting off the grid with Martha, and the two married.
So
What was it?
Max was like, "Have you thought about a new career path?" She went, "Yes, I'm starting my own business."
So she stayed. No, so like the expanded material, so like audio, comics, and all that. She did stay with Unit after Journey's End, and then she eventually decided to go freelance with Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know.
I think
what
that's
is
stupid.
going through RTD's mind.
Yeah,
When
let's
he
see.
got-
Let's
You
see. After
know-
blowing up the station to kill the chameleon, Martha took up Gwen's suggestion of faking her death and going freelance, eventually asking Mickey to join her.
You
So
know,
she's not
people
with
who do freelance is basically work for hire, which means they could also be hired by Unit to work for them.
Potentially, Unit could reach out after rebuilding and say, "Hey, listen, we need new leadership. You weren't leadership before, but you're leadership material," and just hire her back with a promotion, bigger pay.
Maybe, yeah.
And Mickey died somewhere.
Hey,
I mean,
Mickey
hopefully
already
the
died.
episode is good because there's been track records of like shows trying to like backdoor pilots for like spin-offs and they don't work. They get cancelled by the time that episode airs.
Right.
Like the one I can remember is the Supernatural spin-off. It's like Bloodlines. It's this
The
show about
Winchesters.
no, not just the Winchester. No, they wanted one called Bloodlines where it's like
Set in
group of,
Chicago
like-
with
yeah, that one.
Then they also did one that was supposed to focus on the
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 sheriff.
female cast that they had joining them
Yeah.
seasons.
They did a backdoor pilot for that, and that didn't get picked up.
The only
even more-
one
Or
that
in the world of comic books, remember the Canaries one they tried to do?
Oh boy, birds of prey.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like RTD's a bit. He knows how to at least work a spin-off. Even then, like School Reunion was Return of Sarah Jane. That wasn't really a backdoor pilot for anything. That was just more of a I'm bringing back a classic companion, more of a solid like connection to the classic era, and also it's tying into the relationship things between the Doctor and Rose,
yeah.
and also giving Rose insight of what it's like when the Doctor leaves somebody.
I don't know. I mean, well,
We'll have to wait and see.
yeah,
Because
basically.
we don't get anything until November and next year. BBC.
November isn't far from now.
Bad Wolf. It's not close enough.
It's not.
I want
5
it
months.
now.
We're almost 5 months away. Exactly.
That is 4 months too far.
That's right.
It's next.
Now let's look at some pictures. Shooty on set.
With a new costume.
No. And then there is Millie Gibson, and she was with filming locations, and she was able to find her 60th minifigs.
She was given, the
Yeah, those aren't actually minifigs. Someone made those.
I know. We talked about them weeks ago, Jimmy.
Lego is.
Somebody was
fuming
selling
right
them. What is it? 10th Time Lord that they're
Yeah.
able to.
Shooty's 15th Time Lord.
Yep.
Ruby
And actually-
Monday.
That brings us to the unfortunate. Why did we say this? Why did I listen to you, Jimmy? Because this is just like a downer to end on. So the Mirror decided, let's go ahead. We're talking about nothing now, so let's talk about something drama. And apparently, their source, who may or may not be Doomcock, no, I'm sorry, but said that Millie Gibson's being branded a diva for being annoyed by night shoots. And
I love how they single out her, and then also I think in that article they say she's not the first and last to be complaining about night shoots. So there is multiple people complaining about it, but because
No,
she's
it's
one of
no.
the-
It's
Is it?
not saying multiple people on set. They're saying just actors in general
No.
have a hard time with night shoots.
actually,
But
she's
if
young.
you go the other one actually has quotes from someone on set, like they talk to, and they do say some of the crew are upset because they're working long hours to create sets and everything they need so the show could be filmed perfectly, and she has a hard time and getting upset for night shoots. It's just making it longer. So I can see why some people would be upset about it, but I'm like, it's a night shoot, bro. And they probably
all
have
these
to be
quotes
up at
are
like
from all these quotes are from the Mirror article. So I could have just pulled up the Mirror article. No one questions Millie's commitment. And they're saying that it's hard on even the most experienced actors. So she won't be the first and last. And there are people talking on set. Who cares? Like, there was no need for this article ever.
And it even it's even more like tied in. She wants to get the filming done right. As it says, she is determined to get it right.
That's just PR speak.
Yeah.
But if you go to her Instagram page, you'll notice every time she's free, she goes to like a different city in Europe. And I'm just like, you fly there and you do all this when you could be, if you really are upset about it, she could just be at home resting and getting ready for the next week or something.
She's an 18-year-old, Jimmy.
Basically.
So
she wants to go hang out with people.
She's young.
In Italy?
I have to work in the morning.
If you had money, would you do that?
Time to do streams.
No. But then again, I'm a different kind of
friends.
person. I don't want to go traveling.
I'm going traveling to Georgia next month, so
There you go.
yeah. So it's
No, but what I'm saying is, if it's true, she wouldn't be going out to different places and being. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is the reason. I'm just saying if she was, then she wouldn't be traveling so much.
She's also 18. She may not be thinking it through. So
yeah. Honestly,
You shouldn't. 18-year-olds shouldn't be rich. That just pisses me off.
well, you probably
Unless
hate
they
Morris.
invent something.
an adult shouldn't have money. Okay.
No, that's not my argument. My argument is the responsibility factor about it.
Wow, that's
Still,
she's not a child. She's an adult. She can do what she wants.
I mean, if we're being honest, she's legally an adult.
Yes.
Most 18-year-olds are still mentally a child.
Yeah. I don't see it. I guess something
That's
happened.
back.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a stupid article. And, I complain about my job all the time, but I do my work and get it done. I have the right to complain. She has the right to complain. She's doing her job. Oh, well.
Then again, she's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for acting.
That's like... We can't say at the same time that, oh man, we really respect their work acting on a project, and then say, well, they're getting paid for acting. Like, we have to pick one.
No, I'm saying like she's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, by the end of her tenure. Then, I mean, I wouldn't be complaining. I'd be like, fucking do what you want to me. I'll fucking be there, dude. Like, I'll be up at 3 a.m. and the show starts at 7. I don't care. I'll do it. giving me that much money. But at the same time, like, acting, they say acting's a job. I go, yeah, it's a job, but you're not out there digging coal mines or oil rigs or like something crazy hard. So I find it a little bit entitlement is kind of what I'm thinking.
So Jimmy's calling her a diva. Anyway.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying she did it. I'm just saying this is how I think about actors like that. Same thing I feel about like athletes. To be fair, theirs is a lot more physically demanding.
They could kill us, Jimmy.
Thanks. Aiden. Hey, Aiden. Aiden from 50% says, a classic L take from Jimmy.
Oh, Lord.
What did I say that was wrong? Like, come on. What? Tell me what I said that was wrong. If you're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, to be an actor, would you not show up on time?
Well, nobody's saying she's late. They didn't say she's late. In fact, they said the opposite. They said she does her job, but then she complains a little bit. But, I complain about my job. Chris complains about his job. It's all right.
If you're being a diva about it, there's stuff that's happening that's just not complaining.
Yeah, but nobody's saying that she's going around causing hissy fits, fighting with the staff. Nobody's saying that.
Dude. I'm not talking about Millie. I'm talking about actors in general.
Well,
I'm saying,
can't generalize.
If you're a diva, you're not just saying, "Oh man, I hate night shoots," and then show up on time and do everything correct, and then just go, "Man, I really didn't like night shoots. I'm tired." You're doing stuff to get branded a diva.
But she has been branded a diva for just complaining.
I think there's more to it. But then again, I don't even know if she did it.
Well, if there was more to it, the Mirror would have put it in there because they love
he
that
did it.
drama.
He had nothing to talk about.
But would the insider say it? Because then if they do something, if they say something that's pretty big, that can cause a lot of drama for someone's career, which then could be sued for libel and wage loss and all that stuff. Specifically in the UK, you have to but when you're reporting something, you have to physically prove that it's real before you report it. Otherwise, you could be sued. So that's what I'm saying. So
I think it was a silly topic.
I think we can agree. I think we can agree there's worse things an actor could do.
Ezra Miller.
When I made the thumbnail, I did put in an actual.
Let's just say that Hawaii doesn't want them back.
I threw the word around because we were talking about it. I in no way feel that Millie Gibson is a diva.
I don't have anything to say if she is or not. I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Some people like sleep.
I like sleep, but here I am. Chris.
Yes. Anyway, we're done with all the news that we've had this week. Now onto our review of the Series 6 two-parter, The Rebel Flesh and the Almost People. Technically our penultimate episodes, because this was when they split the seasons apart.
Yep.
Before our finale, our mid-season finale. So, let's start with Javane. Javane, what did you think of The Rebel Flesh, the Almost People?
Well, I'm a bigger fan of the Almost People than necessarily the Rebel Flesh. I think the Almost
you're a
People.
Racist, is what you're saying.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I have every right to be a racist and a reverse racist, and sometimes a sideways racist, but that's okay.
What is happening?
But
He gets the card.
He does
with
get
the Almost
card,
People,
I guess.
that's right. Black card is good everywhere. But the Almost People I like, and I actually think the Almost People is better when you watch it a second and a third time, especially when you're looking at the actual doctor's reactions to basically Amy, being a
racist.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But give him the side strip. It's just cool, kind of watching it again and seeing how he's almost getting miffed, and he's almost like a little disappointed at the fact that she can't tell which one is the real doctor. And to me, that's what I like about the Almost People. And of course, I think it's a great ending that leads into a great mid-series finale. And I think it's actually, sometimes I think with the Rebel Flesh, when I watch it, like it's almost too long of a setup for the Almost People in terms of taking an hour to do that. It's like, I'd almost would have liked to if they'd done it like maybe 2 90-minute specials, or like 2 90-minute episodes with the Rebel Flesh and Almost People being one like sort of TV movie, if you will, and then A Good Man Goes to War, maybe being a second one. But I think Almost People definitely is the better of the two. And I think for that reason, that you have this thing of like Amy not being able to tell which one is which, favoring one so completely, and that all of it leading up to the big reveal, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, so I am going to spoil it, it's been like a few years, that it turns out that she herself is a ganger, which leads into, like I said, it's one of my favorite episodes, which is A Good Man Goes to War. So that's my hot take anyway, or cold take, how do you want to put it?
I like your astute assessment.
So I'm going to say that I like both parts. I feel like maybe in some aspects that it is too long. Some of the story's path feels like it's extended into a two-parter, certainly. But there's so much good with the setup. I forgot how much I enjoyed these episodes. So getting to rewatch them last night, I was sitting down, put them on, and I was like, "Well, here comes the cream faces." But it's really, really a good story. Like the with this. Oh, it's flesh, but it's not real. It's not like a person is there. It's just our like mechanoid body. It's not really a person, which whenever the light it gets struck, power goes out, it's real. Hey, oh shit, they are people. They're like us. They are us. And they have to go through those struggles. And you have two forces that are really against it. One being the human in charge. Can't remember. Cleaves?
Yep, Cleaves.
Yeah, Cleaves. And then her ganger, which actually isn't as gung-ho about it. And then you have, what's her name? Something?
Jenny?
It's not Jenny, is it?
Yeah, Jenny. I think so.
Okay.
The one who's meek, but then her gang is like
her ganger
psychotic.
is the strong one.
Mm-hmm.
She's pictured. She's delusional and then stretches herself into the makeshift monster. And that's where I feel like it's the disappointing aspect. They needed to find a reason to excite an audience, but the monster at the end, it's kind of a letdown to me. I prefer the aspect of, oh, well, they're like us. Like I said before, they are us in a way. They have our memories. They have our bodies. They're just a little gooier. And they're adjusting. And by the end of it, the casualties that lead, okay, well, this one's going to replace this guy as the father, but it's not really replacing because he's been the dad all along. He has imposter syndrome, but he gets the okay from his human counterpart that has acid eating to his heart, but somehow he's able to talk for like 3 minutes after. But I loved that part of it so much. It's really intriguing. And the lead-in to A Good Man Goes to War, I'm mixed on because the doctor spent the entire episode explaining how, yes, they look like copies and you've treated them as, oh, well, they can just be discarded. They don't really matter. But they do. And then at the same time, he melts Amy Ganger straight off. Like, I understand why he had to wake up the real Amy, but I feel like they after spending 2 episodes of defending the flesh, to go ahead and just kill one of them is a little weird. But
Well, it's because I feel like Amy Ganger is not really the same as like the other gangers in this story. They were essentially given their own sentience by a freak accident.
But the doctor.
But this Amy's being controlled by the real Amy, who doesn't realize that she's a fake.
Yeah, but that wasn't the doctor's argument. The doctor's argument was that, well, what you make with the flesh, what the flesh becomes, remembers everything, becomes that person. And so, in essence, he killed Amy to wake up an Amy, but he still treated it as that has the right to live. The flesh has the right to live its life. I'm mixed on that because it's like
because I think what's also interesting about that episode is the theme of how much we as people project onto each other, like who we think they are and what we want them to be. And I mean, I think that's what you see going on not only with the thing of the dad, that whole subplot of the dad, but some of this also what's going on with Amy and the doctor. It's the fact that she's projecting onto the ganger what she thinks the doctor should be. So it's like she can't recognize the actual doctor as a result. Same thing with Rory and Jenny, where she's like she really plays on the fact that they have a bond. And the thing is, why is Rory bonding with her to such an extent when technically he just met her? And I think this idea of like we have we as people, we sort of like as we meet other people, we are doing this thing where we are kind of making them be what we want them to be, as opposed to recognizing them for who they are, and what they actually are.
And I really, I did love the 11th Doctor in the Rebel Flesh, both of them, because of that aspect and the switch out, because. Actually wasn't the one who like freaked out about the flesh and the emotions. It just wants to live. Wasn't that actually supposed to be the doctor and the one who was calm inside?
Yeah, that's just the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor himself was feeling the flesh's pain because he had bonded with it. They've all bonded with it. The flesh has it's a life, and they don't treat it as life. They don't treat each other as life, and what they make with the flesh isn't right because they are imposing themselves upon it, making another life, and then discarding of it.
Not only that is the thing that people, which the thing that these people really got upset about was autonomy, was that they actually began to think for themselves.
Yeah.
And that was the problem for them. If they were still mindless zombies, then they wouldn't have cared.
Well, yeah, because they treated it as a tool. To them, they were tools. Oh, well, it's safer for us because we're protecting each other, but the flesh feels it. The flesh died every single time. And the last thing to go is their eyes asking, why? Mm-hmm. And I really love the aspect of that. There's so much in this that's so good, and there's just these little weird parts about it. The monster. Oh, I can make myself grow. Okay. Did you really need to go that far? Like,
no. So the reason they made it the monster at the end, because didn't it actually eat one of its own? Didn't it like
no,
eat
she,
one of the...
No, it ate like an actual person.
Oh yeah, she stretched her face and ate her.
She ate one of the actual people. It doesn't matter. So she ate one of them, and this two-parter is an allegory for slavery and civil rights, and it's a beautiful story about it too. And it ate one of its own, which is what zombies do. Zombie is a definition. The not the new definition. The old definition of zombie was just a mindless slave. So it goes back to that whole allegory of the slave, and once they break free of that, how do people start to think of them as equals when throughout their entirety before that, they were better, they were more than? That's what this was all about, and I loved it.
I was going to say it's more of it's more tying into like she's becoming what they perceived her to be, which is a monster. When the majority of her other gangers just wanted to be treated as a person. They wanted to be free. They don't want to be viewed as just these anomalies, these monsters. But she, with her way of thinking, she eventually became what they feared was a monster.
She was the Malcolm X of gangers.
Oh, God.
I'm waiting for Jimmy to tie the Stonewall riots into this since it's Pride Month, but go ahead.
I don't even know what that means.
Really, Jimmy? I'm not going to say it again.
There you go.
I was thinking of other issues that I'm not going to discuss because there's no need to go ahead and go into that. But I will say that I think the story it presents an argument that's really strong. I love the execution mostly. I feel like you're right about the monster with them making her the monster. You're absolutely right. I still just felt like it was. What's the best? The best
It
thing.
felt cheap.
The Lazarus.
It felt cheap.
Yeah, it felt like the Lazarus experiment with that CGI monster. I get the same. Yeah.
Well, this came out like
it's a different
before. I mean, 3 years
argument.
after the Lazarus. So, I mean, the VFX wouldn't have been drastically different. Also, forgot where I was going with this.
3 years.
Never mind.
3
Well,
years.
I think to Pixel's point, I think given how intimate the story is up until this point, where it's more like it's sort of like a horror story, but it's like from a very human and emotional psychological level, that's how the evil's being inflicted throughout the episode. So to go straight monster, it just feels like it takes away from a lot of the intimacy of the relationships of the episode. Like a lot of the violence that's being done is being done via relationships, via relation, not this physical overpowering kind of a thing. And I mean, and for me, there's like an interesting connection or parallel, I think, to The Girl Who Waited, where it's the same, and especially looking at how the 11th Doctor handles, basically, for lack of a better word, fake Amy's, because in The Girl Who Waited, he has to make a choice between the two, and he actually forces Warren to make a choice between the two. And it's almost like, again, I always like the Doctor Who episodes where they kind of hint towards, in a sense, it's almost callousness that happens with life when it comes to defending or saving his friends, or saving his friends. He goes someplace that seems to be very antithetical to what he claims to be about. And I mean, and that's why I think it's such a great lead into A Good Man Who Goes to War, because that's what River is warning him against. That's even with the Slytherin warns him against, is that he gets so close to violating his principles and sometimes crosses the line.
And I feel like it gets into what we were talking about through these 2 episodes. They teach Amy that's a person. Like, I know you don't see them as a person right now, but you're going to realize that that's a person. Even though there's 2 of them standing there and one may have been the original. At this point, they're both people. They're both the 11th Doctor.
And she's very dismissive of the other one,
she's dismissive until
the ending. The ending proved the Doctor's point by these are still people, not only by doing the switcheroo, but most importantly, the Ganger Doctor gave up his life to save them. Did exactly what the Doctor would have done. And that proves it there as well. Not only that, when the Ganger father goes to his son and he gets reunited with his, I don't know, his
surrogate son, man. Yeah.
The son.
Yep.
The son, like, they couldn't tell if it was a different person. It's all in your head. It's not like it's not real.
Yep.
That is them. And so for that to go into the lead for Good Man Goes to War, in which he has to melt the Amy,
No, that's different. It's different.
It's only slightly different.
Nope,
It's
not at all.
only
It's
slightly
entirely different. Entirely different.
No.
Because that was a ganger, yes, but it wasn't autonomous. It didn't think for itself. It was still being controlled by the Amy that was locked up or whatever.
Okay, but the doctor didn't go in and plug himself into the flesh. He touched the flesh, and the flesh made a copy of him after that. So you're telling me that
What?
even though it was, yes, being controlled, but it had the mind of Amy. If they had...
No, it did not. It did not have the mind of Amy. It was still... No, it was Amy plugged into it. That's it.
But that's what that's what they said through the episode. The only reason they have the memories is because they plugged in initially. They connected with the flesh initially. So that Ganger Amy could have been her own Amy because she had connected to the original Amy.
It wasn't her own Amy though, because he knew she was still plugged into it. He knew she was still plugged into it because of the false positives. It kept going back and forth. But
the doctor, the episode is basically saying, well, yes, they have your memories. Yes, you've treated them as just copies that you can throw away. But even though they're copies, they still count as people. And he's not saying that because of the accident, because he connected to the flesh, and the flesh made a copy of him.
He's saying that because they're autonomous. He's saying that because they're autonomous. They think for themselves.
Okay, this is a good point. So going back to the beginning of Rebel Flesh, when the accident happens, when the guy's playing around on the vat of acid on that rim, and I think the other one pushes him or something, he falls in. There is the setup that basically, I think to Jimmy's point, they are remote controlling them. So that it's like before the autonomy happens, it's more like the Amy Ganger's version, which is like, it's almost like it's remote control, but Amy Ganger's experience is different.
It's like playing a character in a video game.
But the flesh,
they're avatars.
But the flesh itself, the only one actually being Cleve's Ganger, who says that it doesn't. They say that every time that they've died, because they've died multiple times, the flesh feels that. The flesh itself feels the death because it cuts off from the source, yes, but the flesh itself has to go through that, and that's why
I understand that. True, why? I understand that, but he killed the Amy while she was still plugged into it, so it wasn't like cut off and then die. It wasn't cut off then die. It was just dead, and then Amy woke up, so it was still.
Also, we have to remember that the flesh itself has had issues before, which they make a fully conscious Ganger, but it comes out wrong. And they leave it in a pile, but it's still conscious. It's still alive. So Amy was alive in two places, but mentally, she might have been connected. But if they had severed the connection, it would have been two Amys. That's their point.
Yeah, but... I understand your point. I think you're right to a point. But in this case, the episode is already basically over, and this was connecting to a future episode. So that part didn't really even matter in this scene.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go. I'm swinging to Jimmy's side on this because I think there isn't a moment where the Amy Ganger has a realization that it's sentient. Yeah, it wasn't sentient or had a moment where it got to explore being something other than the real Amy controlling it or interacting with the world. And so it'd have been one thing if she had been left behind or discarded and then had that experience.
See, that's what I'm saying, though. It's weird that you have an episode defending the doppelgangers and all that just for you to go at the end, I'm sorry, I have to kill you. Melt you.
No, I think it was just defending autonomous gangers, ones that think for themselves.
But I also think the point of it was to show that what the doctor does. Like when it gets to a point, I mean, I almost have to say you have to look at these two in connection with The Good Man Goes to War, because that's what it's leading you into, is that the lengths that the man will go to defend his friends. Like, he'll say this very I don't know, righteous, if you almost want to say sanctimonious statement in the first 2 episodes. But then it's like when you get to A Good Man Goes to War, you see how willing he is to throw it to the side in defense of his friends.
That's
Like,
fair. See, that's fair, because I understand when you talk about the lengths he has to go to. Yeah, no, I get that. It's just a little odd directly after that episode where he's telling the two.
Which is, I get that's true, but Gervain's right, because it happens right after that episode, and then right after, and then in the next episode they direct that concept, what Gervain's talking about, almost immediately.
Yeah, but immediately after they finish fighting for the flesh, he melts flesh, and that's where it gets a little weird for me.
Which is why that scene connects more to the future episode rather than the past one.
Well, yeah, but the saying that an argument gets melted for plot it's a little odd. That's all I'm saying. Connor,
That's literally.
Yo, what's up?
hello.
I made it. Hello.
Sorry.
How dare you? I
I'm a little
can't.
bit late, fashionably late.
Next time you ask to come on, I'm just gonna say no.
I'm gonna say yes.
Me and said, "Come on, it'll be funny." So here I am.
That's
Sorry.
true.
Do you have any
I did
thoughts on
say,
the Rebel Flesh
20 minutes
almost
ago.
people?
That's what you guys are reviewing, Rebel Flesh, Almost People.
Yep.
What, you're asking my thoughts about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's trash. Sorry.
Oh,
I hate it.
Wow.
Yeah. What are you guys saying? You like it? Is that what you
he's
said?
anti-ganger.
You guys, you guys all like it?
During Pride
Yeah.
Month, no less. No.
Right. Okay.
I was expressing why I do like it. Like, I like a lot of it,
Okay.
but I feel like there's weird missteps during it that feel just off.
Yeah. No, I agree. Isn't it the same writer as Fear Her in season 2? I'm pretty sure it is.
If it is, that's a drastic step forward in his writing from series 2.
I'm pretty sure it is. So it's an interesting writer to bring back.
So why do you think
I
it's
don't know.
trash?
I just
It
don't,
is.
I just don't like it. You know, it just looks so boring, and I don't know. I've never. The ending's
Doctor
pretty
Who
cool, but
is
still.
an allegorical sci-fi thriller.
Mhm.
That's what it is. And this entire two-parter was an allegory for slavery and civil rights. And so it wasn't supposed to be totally off the walls, action-packed crazy. It was supposed to be more of a mind thriller.
That's fair. That's fair.
He still prefers the other.
Jimmy, since you got a computer, do you mind looking up? I'm pretty sure it is the same writer as Fear Her.
It is. I just had a
Yeah.
look.
Isn't that crazy? That's nuts.
That's so weird because I don't like Fear.
No.
Fear Her is terrible. For the longest time, I thought it was written by Mark Gatiss, so I just assumed it was bad anyways.
Shit, Jimmy.
That makes sense.
So what are you doing? Because you're supposed to be here an hour and 18 minutes ago.
Well, I've got a bit of a weird day, and I can't say what's happening because I've been told not to say anything. But I'm picking up someone from the airport tonight, and I'm pretty sure you guys all know them. So, but I'm not. allowed to say who
I think
it
I
is,
know who
and
it
I don't
is.
know why.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I know
so
who it is.
I know
'cause
exactly who it is.
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but
You
yeah,
can tell
there's-
them that I'm the better Brisbane YouTuber.
I can't say who it is, but yeah.
You know what? If they arrive,
Hmm.
just have them come on and be like, "What's up, man?"
Well, they're coming at like really late, like 10:30. So we're gonna film the podcast tonight and then drive to Perth Airport, and then this person's gonna be staying at my house till Sunday. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble by saying this because, again, I didn't say who it was. I'm not confirming who it was.
I
You
know
guys
who
have
it
a
is.
bigger audience than we do.
They haven't told,
No
they
one's
haven't
gonna
told me,
watch.
but I know who it is. I think I have a very
Yeah,
good idea who it is. I won't say
I,
anything either. Yeah.
I don't know
Connor,
why
I'm
I
sending
can't
you a
say
message
anything
right
about it,
now
but
just
still.
to ask. Give me a second.
Huh?
Look, Just don't call him a diva, okay? That's all you.
Yeah.
All right, I just sent you a message. Let me know if I'm right.
Are they
No.
small, potentially female?
I'm not. I ain't confirming. I can't. I'll get in trouble. I probably shouldn't have even said that. Now I feel like
Yeah.
I'm saying
That's all right.
this damn live show. That's what freaks me out. Yeah. Nah, it'll be great though. It'll be fun. So yeah.
So I assume you're going to Supernova.
Yeah. So you met like Michelle Gomez and stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna do that on the Saturday. So hey, there you go. Yeah. I'm gonna get my season 10 Blu-ray signed. So that'd be cool. I met
has
Arthur
Aiden
at a
somehow
con a
got
couple of years ago, so that's the only
Yeah.
other person I've met from Doctor Who. So yeah.
Has Aiden
God
somehow
damn it,
got
I
his
haven't
hands on
met
Series
anyone
9?
from Doctor Who, and it pisses me off.
Sorry, what'd you say, Chris? Sorry.
Has Aiden somehow got Series 9? Because that's like the most sought out one, isn't it?
What, the Steelbook version?
Yeah.
He did, but it was like a it's not like an original copy. It was like someone on Etsy made like a really good recreation of it. So it's not the actual real
Steelbook,
release.
yeah.
It's just like a copy of the release, which is, and it looked
Is
pretty
it
legit. I've
written in
actually seen it in
Chinese?
person. It actually looks pretty legit. So to be fair,
Is it written in
Jimmy.
Chinese?
nah, it's actually pretty legit. I've seen it, but yeah, he was trying to get that for years, and I think it's like ridiculous, like 900 Australian dollars to get it, and it's like that's just like not worth it. So that's for the original copy of it. I guess I just
For
don't make
anyone
enough.
wondering, 900 Australian dollars is about $3.50 here in America.
Ha ha ha.
So
Ah,
Ha ha ha.
hang on, that's not even how conversion works. It'd still be.
No.
no, it's like $7.50, something like that, maybe $800.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be smart and actually look at. It's about $609.
What?
Yeah, it's
That is
normally about double what because I went to America a couple of years ago and the exchange rate was like so bad.
America #1, baby, let's go.
Went to the Philippines and
The peso
yeah.
currency.
I gotta go back to America and see Jimmy. That'll be fun. Me and Jimmy are like best buddies. We like text each other every night.
I was
Dude, he said
hoping that
he literally was trying to get me. Was it yesterday to watch the soccer
Ashes.
game going on?
No, it's cricket.
Oh yeah, cricket. And he goes, "You should watch it on this app."
Fucking
I was like, "I
cricket.
don't got it." I was like, "I got YouTube TV and it's not there." And he goes, "What's YouTube TV?" I was like, "It's just cable." He goes, "Use the thing that you could watch CNN on." I go, "Yeah, that's YouTube TV."
I don't know. I didn't know.
I was trying to
No,
get
that's
Jimmy
funny.
to come to Georgia, where I'm going to be with Gervain on a panel there at
Yep.
local con. So, but
Yeah,
Jimmy
I don't
Look
want
forward
to
to
pay
it.
for.
Damn.
I don't want to pay for 2 airplane ticket seats. So.
How
No,
do you
it's
get
not
one, and
that.
then
I
just
just-
kick the other person off.
just
How did you
get
get the opportunity to do like a panel and stuff? Like how did that come? Like how did that come around?
Gervain.
Oh yeah, no, it was it's well, we might as well start plugging it. It's a local con called Urban Nerd Con in Atlanta, Georgia,
Okay.
and it's their second year doing it. So we're hoping
That's
it's
awesome.
gonna be good. Yeah, and basically through another acquaintance of mine got recommended to serve as a panelist, and it turned into a good opportunity to get involved. A lot of the guys whose other podcasts I show up on,
Yeah, I love
and
that.
these
That's
guys were definitely at the top of the list. So looking forward to seeing meeting Pixel in person, and having everyone on board. Unfortunately, we're going to see if we can work something out with Chris, but Chris might be the only one who can't join us for. I know he can't join us for the weekend for the live thing, and we're still trying to work out if we can do something pre-recorded. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I can do the pre-recorded. I can get in on that.
Yeah.
Like,
so that's the So the thing is, it's like Sinatra said. It's like the only way you make this business better is working with your friends. So yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nah, I couldn't agree
Definitely.
more.
Pixel will
to
be
that.
the only white person there.
that's right.
It's so nice to meet like.
I was hoping to
people that
bring
you've
3 of the
worked
whites
on the
with me,
internet
but I can only
because-
get one of them.
Yeah.
I'm the token.
Chris,
Like I told him.
you stepped up your jokes. I'm starting to like you more now, my guy.
Like I said, look, the best way to talk about the first Black Doctor Who was to have 3 white guys come on with me. I said, you know, you can't,
Hey,
you can't
I'm
write
only
this
half,
stuff.
okay? Don't give me the full
There you go.
title. I'm
Sorry,
only half.
Asian.
Okay.
Jimmy, do you have anything more to add before I give my thoughts on the Rebel Flesh? Almost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Rebel Flesh. I thought we were still talking about the Black Doctor. Rebel Flesh? No, I kind of pretty much went all around on it. Chris, go for it, man.
I like these 2-parters. Yeah, I actually did not know that it was written by the same person that did Fear Her. Like, what a jump! What a jump in quality, I'd say. No, I really like these episodes. Going through like a rewatch, I was more like focused on it, so I like the essentially the power like swapping of like Ganger Cleaves is the more open-minded, more reasonable, and then Human Cleaves is the more like hard-ass, gung-ho, and then Jenny, who is like meek and kind of timid, like her Ganger is like authoritative and like just a psycho bitch. But all the drama in there, absolutely loved it. Loved everything about it. 11 is great in it. And then speaking of 11, for all you Big Finish fans, the Jimmy, not this Jimmy, the character Jimmy voices the 11, a Time Lord criminal in Big Finish. Yeah.
Oh,
the one with the
That was
multiple personalities.
Was that Ravenous? Ravenous?
Yeah, Doom Coalition to Ravenous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he voices
crazy, I
the
didn't know
11. And he meets the 11th Doctor in this. So what a nice little coincidence that is. But no,
You want to know a cool
I really enjoyed
coincidence?
this. What?
Guess who was the Doctor in Morbius?
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Yep. Another one I spent some hard money on. But anyway. That is a Flash.
He even said his pain level on a scale of 1 to 10 is 11.
Love it.
When he was
Love
playing that character. So that's a cool coincidence.
The only good thing is there were no therapy dogs. That's all I say. No.
What about babies and microwaves?
Oh, get me started on
That
that
was
one.
useless.
Oh,
Dude.
don't even
That
get me
was
started
so
on that one.
unneeded. I feel like he just wanted to put the baby in a microwave.
No, that's a different discussion. It's
Anyway, ratings, Javane. Where would you rate these 2-parters?
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to give 7 to both. I think, like I said, for me, Rebel Flesh, it's just a little bit too long of a setup. I like Almost People, but I think turning Jenny into like a monster of the week thing takes away from a lot of what had been built up in the middle. So because I think the middle of the story is strong, I'm not necessarily a fan of the beginning or the end of it. I would go with a 7 for both.
Alrighty. Connor?
I haven't watched it since 2021, but I'm probably going to contradict what I gave it on my show. But honestly, probably like part 1, maybe 5 out of 10. Part 2, 4 out of 10.
Ooh.
I've never liked it. I'm sorry, everyone.
But together it's 9, so it's good.
Together it's a 9 out of 10.
Hi, we got it.
You want to know? You want to know how I can get Connor to not talk anymore because I hate his assessment? I just have to do this.
No,
It's gonna start.
Oh, come on.
After that,
Oh, you called
I just called him on
him.
Snapchat.
that's mean.
You're a fucker, honestly.
Terrible.
That actually worked as well. Like that actually worked.
Oh, man.
Pickle.
So I know I spent the last 15 minutes debating the moral obligation to Ganger Amy, but I'm going to agree with Gervain. I think it's sevens all around. So each episode itself is really solid. It's a solid 7, but I think together it's still somehow 7. I don't know how that math works, but it's sevens all around. Like, it's solid on a Doctor Who aspect. It's solid with the acting, the concept. I think it's just really just solid. So 7s. Sylvester McCoy all the way.
Hey.
Jimmy, the only person that is named after a character in these stories.
Nobody's going to
Yeah,
name
I don't think I
Declan.
was named after him.
No, I'm pretty
but-
sure. Your parents were like, this is going to be a really good Doctor Who episode in the future, so we'll
Not
call him
really.
Jimmy.
Not. It's not really my real name, but okay. I
That
give the
confuses me
first.
so much that you go by Jimmy, but it's not your real name. I still don't get that.
Americans.
It's a long
American.
story.
I think I just outed myself online.
Oh man.
But
The Pitchell's not a real professor. That's stolen valor
Everything's
at
a
this
lie on
point.
this show. Like, everything's a lie.
Chris, your first name's not Oz.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
he's
I don't
the
mind the
wonderful Wizard
internet.
of Oz.
Yeah, I give the first one a 7, and I give the second one an 8 because the ending was bittersweet. The conclusion was really well done, in my opinion, and a bittersweet because you're so happy that some of these characters actually it broke through their heads, like, oh shit, I was wrong, and like it showed people can change just by talking, and it's good. And the outcome, with Amy and the Ganger Doctor, such bittersweet, but also the happy ending with the Ganger dad who gets to go to and be an actual father. I find that really, so because of the ending was so well done, I give it an 8.
Yep. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am agreeing with Jimmy. I would give the first one a 7, the second one an 8.
Wow.
Enjoy it while it lasts, Jimmy. I don't think it'll happen again.
It happens quite more often than you think. So.
No.
No,
it doesn't.
More often.
You know what should have happened? You know when the episode starts and the Doctor's like, "Who wants fish and chips?" They should have just done that and not gone to this fucking plan or whatever it is. They should have just done that. That would have been a more entertaining 2-parter.
Instead of having fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Just stick with
Do
that.
I want
fish and
do I
chips?
want
Let me
cold or
ask kind of this. This was a 2-parter, but the 2-parter was a condensed version of Rebel Flesh and Almost People, and the second part was A Good Man Goes to War. Would that improve your opinion of this story?
Good question. Maybe. Good question. I don't know. I'm a bit iffy on season 6 as a whole, actually. I used to think it was like so bad when I was younger, but I've come to enjoy it more, I think. So Good Man Goes to War slaps. So if you're doing that next week, I'll praise that.
I can tell you we're not.
Oh, great. Great.
If we get around to it, we'll bring you on.
It's literally we just rolled dice.
We did roll dice.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Chris,
Yes. But that is it for our live stream. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to our 2 special guests, Gervain and Connor. Gervain, do you want to plug anything before we head off?
Yeah, I just plug. We're if all goes well, Anime Concerts will definitely be at Urban Nerd Con, July 21st through the 23rd, 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia. Still waiting to find out. We got the tentative schedule for the panels. Waiting to nail that down, but we'll start announcing that on Friday as we get. But pretty much for all the panels we've submitted, everyone is pretty much confirmed. It's just a question of getting the dates and the times so we can let everyone know. And if it's something that I'm still not sure if they're going to be broadcasting it virtually out of live streaming it during the convention. But if that's the case, we'll definitely let you guys know. And like I said, if all goes well, we'll have everyone from Mad Men with a Box on with us, and along with some others to talk about 60 years of Doctor Who, and talk about Jodie. Talk about our new Doctor, talk about, as Jimmy said, the impact that Doctor Who has had on pop culture in general. I think it's going to be a real fun, lively discussion. And we just have to make sure Jimmy keeps it kosher and safe for the kids. Other than that, it should be a good time.
Thank you. And Connor,
Yeah.
plug away.
Good. Yeah.
Jimmy!
I'm sorry.
Jimmy! Stop it, that's me.
Dude, I stopped it after the second ring, dude. Like it's after him now.
Bullying.
Connor,
Stop bullying Connor.
Jimmy, why? Jimmy, why?
I'm sorry.
You should be. He's gone completely.
Oh, no.
Come back.
Remember, you can always gag Jimmy.
Tell him.
But in case he doesn't come back, that is Connor from. You can check out himself and Aiden on the 50% podcast, their own little show on YouTube, Spotify. Oh no, he's back. He can plug it himself.
Bro, that literally cooked it. I had to re-enter.
Oh no.
Oh, sure, Lord.
Yeah, just 50% Doctor Who podcast on YouTube. Yeah, if you want to hear more bad takes. I want to say as well, thank you so much for letting me come on the show. It's always so fun to talk with you guys and meet all your lovely friends. It's actually really fun. I appreciate you guys having a little spot for me whenever I want to come on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
We're never opposed to people coming on. It's just fun.
No,
And
I take it back.
You can bring me back on 50% whenever. The other two I don't care about. Me, yeah, you can bring me
Yeah,
back.
I want to get all you guys on 50%. That'd be really fun. And sorry, Jimmy, I was just trying to be nice. Sorry.
That reminds me, I need to reach out to Hula La. They wanted one of us to appear on their podcast. And I never said anything
That'd be
more.
good.
Need to reach.
You guys just did Who Gives a Flux, right?
Who, me?
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
I did a I went on Who Gives a Flux, but we spoke for so long that we have to do like a part 2, and we haven't scheduled it yet. So that was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'll have to do that eventually. But yeah, that'll be out soon. Yeah.
Cool. Be on the lookout for that. Is that their own
Yes.
channel, or is it just like a like audio on Spotify or iTunes? Or
It's just audio, but they have a YouTube channel. It's Mike from Cardiff, Wales, and he watched the show for a while, and we were trying to get him on for a long time, and we finally had him on 2 weeks ago, and so he's got his own Doctor Who podcast. He's also got another show called What's Your Fandom, so that's not Doctor Who related, but yeah, he has a Doctor Who podcast where he's a super cool guy. It's the best thing about doing these shows is that you're going to meet so many different people from around the world. I love that. So
I agree.
yeah,
I just
Yeah.
before you leave, before we end this, I do want to do one more jab at Australia.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's open season.
Hang on. I need to go check on my emus, make sure they're battle ready.
Yeah.
So the the cricket game was the Ashes,
Cricket.
Australia versus England, right?
Yeah, it's called the Ashes. It happens every 2 years.
Connor, who were you rooting for?
England.
So not even Australians like Australia, baby.
Nah,
Woo!
if Australia are versing anyone else in the cricket, I'm all for Australia. But England's where I was born. I got to go for, and I'm not a huge fan of the Australian cricket team, to be completely honest. But they do
Neither
the
am I.
BBL, which is every state versus each other, and we have the Perth Scorchers, so I go for the Perth Scorchers as well.
I
They're a good
love
team.
BBLs. BBLs are really nice.
I was going to say, Are you
I
sure
miss the Sonic here.
that you get to meet people from all over the world? Because I'm pretty sure it's just America and Australia at this point, man.
Yeah, America, Australia, and England so far, and yeah, and like I said, I actually get to meet someone tonight who might be from anywhere in the world. It could be America, it could be England, it could be Australia. I can't say. All will be revealed.
You
soon.
said you're gonna wait. You said you're gonna meet someone. That means you haven't met them before. That means it's not Josh Nares.
No, I met Josh in January when
They
came to
did a
film
video together, Jimmy. On 50%.
Yeah, they did the Maya the Dalek.
I know.
short
I said
film.
it's not Josh Snares.
No, but it could be someone from. It doesn't have to be from Australia. It could be from anywhere. It could be America. It could be England. It could be anywhere. So, and I guess
He's
it'll
actually
all
picking
be
up Michelle
revealed
Gomez.
soon. That's up to them to decide when they say that they're going to be here. So yeah, I don't know why it's a secret, but yeah, I can't say. I guess it'd be fun.
It's definitely Michelle Gomez.
Who?
It's definitely Michelle Gomez you're picking up, isn't it?
She's already
maybe.
in.
I mean,
She's
she is-
already
she
in
is,
Australia.
She is coming in hot to Perth. So
Careful. Don't talk about Oz Chris's girlfriend like that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oz Chris gets Michelle. I get RTD. That's how we split it.
That's
That's
fine.
fair. That's fair.
Still
And also talking about supporting Australia teams, I'm not surprised Connor's not supporting Australian cricket because it's just if it's against a certain country, we just don't support our own team.
Mm.
I don't
like-
get it. I don't get
Like
He
for
was
rugby
sending me-
for rugby union, we do not support Australia if they're going up against New Zealand because we know Australia is going to lose.
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
I
true.
literally don't get cricket. He was sending me videos of cricket and like freaking out if something happened. I'm like, dude, the ball touched the ground. Like, how that shouldn't be legal.
That's just how it works. It's so fun
just how
though.
it
It's
You're
actually
trying
like
to
a
hit
great
it with the
time to
ball
get
and
into
you're
cricket.
doing ricochets, dude.
So,
How's that?
so when is Big Finish
Ew.
going to release a release where the Fifth Doctor doesn't do anything except explain the rules of cricket?
I'd love that.
Yeah.
There's
I'd love
a
that.
story, isn't there? I don't know what one it is, but there's a story, a Fifth Doctor story, where like most of it is just him playing cricket. I think.
Black.
I think a Seventh
Black
Doctor
Orchid?
story did that too.
All right, that sounds like my kind of episode, if you ask me.
No,
He's
but the
been playing
Fifth Doctor
cricket.
story, it wasn't cricket. It was
it
it
was
was the one
cricket.
where you hit it with the hoops.
No, it
In
was
Shadow
cricket.
of the
I think
Dalek.
it is cricket because I think Aiden told me about that.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
Black
cricket?
Orchid.
I thought it was the one you do with the hoops and the ball goes through the hoops.
Basketball?
No, like you.
No, Quidditch.
No, it's like the one with the hammer.
Quidditch.
You hit the ball with the hammer on the ground. It's like a
Oh,
weird
like
golf
bowls,
thing.
Bowls, yeah, like the bowls game.
All right, it's time to end this because we're not.
Yeah, this is a long episode. Don't you guys normally go for like an hour or so?
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
There
We
was a
talked a
lot
lot
of
about
news.
news.
We got done with news at 45, 49, something like that.
Love that. Well,
All
thank you
right.
so much for having me again. I really appreciate it.
No
Thanks for
problem.
showing
And
up.
thank you everyone
No
that
worries.
was watching. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, all that. Comment, all the YouTube stuff that bumps up engagement. I don't know how YouTube works.
Neither do I.
We don't get paid, so it doesn't really
No
matter.
one does.
No one
YouTube
does.
works with retention. So the longer you watch, the more it spreads to.
You guys should start a Ko-fi.
I wouldn't pay for me.
Fair enough.
But there might be people that would.
Maybe.
You might want to try it.
To be fair, Jimmy wanted us to go over to Spotify, and that still hasn't happened yet.
When did he say that?
At the beginning, I said we
At the
should.
beginning.
No.
We had
no,
both
at
the live
beginning,
stream. We have the live stream. Well, at the time we were recording, so we had the recording, and then we'd have an audio version for Spotify.
Ah,
So do you not have an audio version go up on Spotify?
No, we planned to, but Jimmy never got around to it.
Why is it always my job? There's three of us here, okay?
This
guys?
is your this whole channel was your idea.
You're the tech guy.
Yeah, but
dude.
now there's
Come on.
three of us in this neck, okay?
Hey, Pixel handles the social media. You handle everything else.
I don't handle social media very well, but I do set up every single live stream with the thumbnails, and I have to make sure.
And this
that
is why they're not on Spotify. Anyway.
This is why, yeah.
The thumbnails.
Jimmy
always
doesn't
really
accept
good, to be fair.
accept
Really good,
responsibility.
good
Jimmy
quality
would be a
thumbnails.
terrible Spider-Man.
No.
Yeah, because if I swing on those things, the things would snap. Okay.
he came
Hello.
in like a wrecking ball.
Be kind to yourself, Jimmy.
Oh, trust me, this is the kindest I've been to myself all day.
Please end this. Say goodbye.
Why are you asking me, Pixel? You're the one
Say
controlling the stream.
Goodbye.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We'll see you next
Take care,
time.
everybody.
Alonzi.
Geronimo.
Alonzi.